Hey there guys, hope you all safe and healthy at home. But I think you're all bored of being in home. So today, I'm just going to make your class little more happy and excited. So I'm Shalini from Bharati Dasinar Metric High Secondary School, Arakonam. Children, do you feel God? Oh yes, okay. Is there a devil in this world? No. Why? What's the reason? Oh, you can't see devil. Okay. Then can you see God? Of course, we can't see God as well as devil, because in our religious ethics, both God and evil are a very common dichotomy where good should prevail and evil should be defeated. For an instance, take movies as an example. And there you can see hero as a good character and villain as a bad character. Am I right? And hero will prevail at last, and of course villain will be defeated. So, but sometimes good character can change into evil character and evil character can change into good character. Am I right? Yes. And take us as an example now. We have both positive side as well as negative side. Not one soul in this world is 100% good. Am I right? So, some may have phobia of supernatural elements like devils or angels or something else. So, you might admit the fear of ghost, or you might feel uncomfortable when someone left you alone at home or late at night. Am I right? You might come across these things in your childhood days or even now. So, through this argument, I am going to conclude that there are both good and evil in this world. So guys, through this depiction, can you guess what's our topic today? Yes, today we're going to see a Unit 2 poem called The Listeners, written by Walter de la Mare. Yes. So before going into the poet, I'm just going to tell you some definition, a short definition of poetry. So what is poetry, guys? Poetry is when the emotion has found its thoughts and the thoughts will find their words and the words will become their way of writing, and that way of writing is called poetry. So there are a number of poems in this world, am I right? But today we are going to see the poem called The Listeners, written by Walter de la Mare. Okay, whom do you call as listeners? And who are listeners actually? Yes, listeners are the person who listens to us. For example, I am doing the act of speaking, so I am called as a speaker. And you are doing the act of listening. You are listening to me, so you are called as listeners. Clear? So now let us see the poet description. So who is the poet of this poem? Yes, it's Walter de la Mare. So Walter de la Mare was born in 1873 and he died at 1956. So Walter de la Mare is the author of many poems, and his poems deal with dreams, reality, fairies and humble natural creatures and like horror themes. Okay. So he was educated at St. Paul's Cathedral School in London, and his earlier books were published under the name called Walter Ramal. And his works includes The Listeners. The Listeners is actually the best poem written by Walter de la Mare, and The Whale, The Burning Glass and The Winged Chariot. And he has also written so many novels and short stories, and he is predominantly called as a Gothic writer. Gothic writer is the person who writes horror themes in their story, who includes horror effects. Okay, so now let us see the lines of the poem. Actually, this poem is a single stanza poem, consists of 36 lines. So this is a single stanza poem, consists of 36 lines, but for you they were prescribed only first 20 lines of the poem, and today I am going to teach you the first part, that is first 12 lines of the poem. Okay. So now let us see the poem once. Is there anybody there? Said the traveller, knocking on the moonlit door, and his horse in the silence champed the grass of the forest ferny floor, and a bird flew up out of the turret over the traveller's head, and he smote upon the door again a second time, but no one descended to the traveller, no head from the leaf-fringed sill leaned over and looked into his grey eyes, where he stood perplexed and still. So this is actually the first 12 lines of the poem. So now you may see some characters here. Can you find the characters of this poem? Yes, you are right, Annie. There are two characters in this poem, and they are the listeners and the traveller. So whom do you call as traveller? Yes, the traveller is a person who actually travels from one place to another. Am I right? Yes. So whom do you call as listeners? I told you already, the person who does the act of listening is called as listeners. So now let us see line by line definition of the poem. Yes. So now let us see the first line of the poem. Is there anybody there? Said the traveller, knocking on the moonlit door. So actually here traveller refers to the person who travels from one place to another. So here actually the traveller travels to some lonely place. Yes, look here, it is a lonely place where you can see abandoned house, and you can see moonlight, and you can see a traveller with a horse. Am I right? So this is actually the scene, the first scene of the poem. So actually this scene sets the mood and tone of a poem, where the traveller tries to seek help from somebody because he is all alone and he was travelling late at midnight. So of course what he will do in this situation? If you were a traveller at this time, what will you do in this situation? Yes, you will be very afraid because there is nobody there and it's a lonely place, and there he saw some abandoned house, and on seeing that house he went nearby and he knocks the door of the house at moonlight. So actually whether it is a day or night, yes, you can see moon only at night time. So this shows that it is a midnight. Okay, so he went nearby the house and he knocks the door of a house and he asks, is anybody inside? So here traveller is actually the speaker of the poem. So who is the speaker of this poem? Traveller is the speaker of the poem. And who is the speaker actually here? Any guesses? Yes, Ashok, you are right. The speaker is the poet himself. Yes. So the traveller is the speaker here and the speaker is the poet himself. So this lines discloses that a traveller came to the abandoned house and he knocks the door of the abandoned house, and for what? To seek some help from somebody. But he questioned the listeners that there is anyone inside. So now let us see the next lines. And his horse in the silence champed the grasses of the forest's ferny floor, and a bird flew up out of the turret above the traveller's head. So here you may find three difficult words. First, let's see that. Champed. Champed means it is a kind of chewing sound. So the person who chews or grinds the food in a noisy way is called champing. Okay. So here champed means, let us say, champed means chewing in a noisy way. Okay, champed means chewing in a noisy way. Actually, this word champed refers to the poetic device called onomatopoeia. So, champed refers to the poetic device called onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia. Okay. So, onomatopoeia is nothing but it is a poetic device referred in the poet to utter some sound words. Okay. So, actually champing is a kind of sound words. It's a kind of chewing sound. Am I right? Yes. So, of the forest ferny floor. So, ferny means F-E-R-N-Y. Ferny means a floor which has no flowers. So, ferny means a floor which has no flowers, and a bird flew up out of the turret. Turret means it's a kind of small tower. Okay, turret means it's a small tower. Okay, so these are the difficult words in these lines. Okay, when the traveller waits for a response in front of the door, his horse silently champed the grasses at a quiet forest. So, ferny floor, I told you ferny floor means the floor which has no flowers. Children, can you imagine the floor without flowers? And when it will be like that? Yes, when there is no maintenance or when there is no inhabitants. Am I right? So at that time the floor will have no flowers. So actually this refers to the state that it is a lonely place where there is no inhabitants. There is no people there. Okay. So now, and a bird flew up out of the turret above the traveller's head. So suddenly a bird flew up out of the turret and over the traveller's head. So look here, this is a small tower, and from here a bird flew up out of the turret and above the traveller's head. So how will you be reacting in this situation? How will you react? Yes, we'll be very afraid. Why? Because it is a lonely situation. There is nobody there. Actually, the traveller is waiting for a response. He is waiting to seek help from somebody. Why? Because there is nobody there and it is a lonely place. Okay. So actually this line tells us when the traveller waits for a response, his horse silently gazed at the quiet forest. Look, the horse is gazing in the quiet forest, and suddenly a bird flew up out of the turret over the traveller's head. Actually, these lines discloses the suspicion among the readers. Clear? So now let us see the next lines. And he smote upon the door again a second time. Is there anybody there? He said. So now you may come to conclusion that there is nobody there in this house. How? Yes, because the traveler is smoting the door again. So here the readers or we can come to conclusion that there is no response from the opposite side of the door. That means from the listeners. Yes, here smoting means knocking. Smoting means knocking. Okay, so the traveler knocks the door again for a second time and he asks again the same question. So what was the same question? Yes, the same question is there anybody inside? So actually this question creates some suspicion among the readers. So it again describes the abnormal situation of the place. Why? Because the place is very lonely and it is a night time. So usually when you were at a night time, how will you react? And you are all alone in the forest or you are all alone in some lonely place. So how will you react? Yes, we'll feel afraid and we'll feel very frightened. Am I right? So now let us see the next lines. Yes. No one descended to the traveler, no head from the leaf-fringed sill. Yes, so here sill means, a window. Sill means a window. Okay, so leaf-fringed means a window covered with leaves. Okay, so a window covered with leaves. So descended means responded. Descended means responded. Yes, so no one responded to the traveler and no head from the window. Okay, that is a window covered with leaves. So here the poet confirms or tells us or addresses us that there was nobody there at the opposite side of the door. Because when the traveler waits for a response, nobody replied to the traveler and there was no response from anybody. So actually here we may conclude that there is no listeners on or inside the house. So look here, house looks like a lonely place. So there was nobody inside the house and there was no head came out of the window and responded to the traveler. So here when this was the situation, how will you feel actually? Yes, we'll get some kind of suspicion. Am I right? Because there was nobody in the house and we'll react in a very frightened way. Am I right? Yes. So now let us see the last two lines, that is, leaned over and looked into his grey eyes where he stood perplexed and still. So being in a confused state, he leaned over and he closed his eyes suddenly. Okay, when will you close your eyes? Tell me. When we are at some kind of confusion or when we are afraid or when we don't want to see somebody, will automatically close our eyes. So actually the same situation took place here. So being in a confused state, the traveler closed his eyes. So when you close your eyes, what can you see there? Yes, we can see some kind of color or we can see some kind of mysterious things. Am I right? Yes, here the traveler, when he closed his eyes, he saw a grey color, a grey eyes. Okay, that means he was totally confused and he was totally puzzled and he was totally disturbed and afraid. So these two lines actually tells us the confused state of a traveler. So being confused, he was very puzzled and he doesn't move from his place. Okay, so these 12 lines actually discloses the confused state of the traveler and how he waits for the listener. Okay, so now I would like to recap what is what in this poem. Yes, so in the first two lines we saw the traveler travels to some lonely place and there he saw abandoned house, and on looking or seeing the abandoned house, he stood in front of the door and knocking the door or the dwelling at the moonlight, and he asked if there is anyone inside. So actually these two lines sets the mood and tone of the poem. And in the next two lines we saw the situation of the place. Yes, how is the situation? So the traveler, when he waits for a response, his horse gazed at the quiet forest, and the floor of the forest is ferny. Ferny means a floor which has no flowers. So this tells us that there is no maintenance or inhabitants in the forest. So this creates some suspicion among the readers because there was nobody there, and suddenly a bird flew up out of the turret. Turret means a small tower, and that made the traveler afraid. So this was some unusual things. These are some of the unusual things happening in the place or in the abandoned place. Okay, and the next two lines we saw that the traveler knocks the door again for a second time, and there everything goes in vain because there was no reply from anybody out there. Am I right? Yes. In the next two lines we saw that there was no head came out of the window. That means sill, a leaf fringed sill. That means a window which is covered with leaves. So there was nobody there inside the house, and nobody descended to the traveler. Descended means responded. So nobody responded to the traveler, and no heads came out of the window to respond him. So this creates again a disturbed tone or an abnormal situation among the readers. Am I right? We all feel afraid by hearing this? Yes, because it is a kind of abnormal thing. It is a kind of unusual thing. So at the last two lines we saw the confused state of a traveler. So how he was confused? Because there was no response from anybody out there, and being in a confused state, he started thinking so many things, and usually we will do that, right? If somebody is not responding to us, how will we react? Yes, we'll start thinking so many things. We'll start thinking unusual things which doesn't happen there. Am I right? Immediately our mind will go to the negative side. We'll not think of positive side there. So likewise, here the traveler also thinks so many things, and he finally stood perplexed and still. That means he was very puzzled and he doesn't move from the place. And this poem is actually some kind of or a ghost theme, or we can find some horror theme in this poem. So in the next class or in the next session, I would like to tell who actually the listeners are and how actually they respond to the traveler and what was happening at the last to the traveler. So these things will be taught to you on next class. So until then, take care, be happy, be safe and be healthy. Good luck, guys.